In example 3, we're going to describe the end behavior for this wonderful rational equation right here. And before you get started with this, go ahead and enter this into your calculator. And I've entered mine in already, so if you need to enter that in, go ahead and hit pause, and then you can rejoin us as we continue on with this excursion here. So I like to take a look at the graph just to see visually what's going on. So I'm going to go zoom 6 here. And in zoom 6, we see a little bit of interesting behavior happening, and we only care about the left and the right hand side. So it looks maybe like this thing is getting close to 1 or something over here, and a y value of 1. It's kind of hard to see. You can zoom in if you want, but we're actually going to use a table here, and we're going to go to second window, which is table set. We're going to start at 0. And then I'm going to make that delta table 10,000, see if that works for us. It didn't quite work on the last one. It gave us a bunch of errors, and so we can back off on it a little bit. But let's just see if this helps us out. So we're going to go to the table. Now at 0 we get an error because the denominator is 0, so that's not too big of a concern. But as we keep going to the right, we can see we're approaching a value of 1.333. And at some point it's probably going to flip over to a 3 right there. And if you want to go back to 0, you can just go to your table set, click 0 for this table start, and then we can go negative, and we can see that we actually get close to the same thing. Now it is not a coincidence that the leading coefficients here, we have 2 terms with x squared in them, that is 4/3. And so actually the horizontal asymptote for this one, if we look at the graph again, that horizontal asymptote is 4/3, and so both to the left and the right the function will be approaching that value of 4/3. So we can write our end behavior as x approaches negative infinity for the left end behavior, y is approaching 4/3, and then as x approaches infinity, y also approaches 4/3. The left and the right end behavior is the same. Remember, for end behavior, this part's always the same, but the value of y that we're approaching is what's going to be different for different functions.